CCTV's Su Yuting spoke to Nell Calloway, granddaughter of Flying Tigers Commander General Claire Chennault. She's also the director of the Chennault Aviation and Military Museum in the U.S. state of Louisiana.
Good to have you on CCTV News. Well, your grandfather, Claire Chennault, is the legendary leader of the Flying Tigers. In your eyes, what kind of person your grandfather is?
Well, I think he's a wonderful person. You have a man that was from Louisiana, and he was a farm boy, but he loved aviation, and he believed in himself, so much so that he came to China to do a survey of the Chinese Air Corps. And when he saw what was going on to the Chinese people, what the Japanese were doing to the Chinese people, he knew that he needed to stay and help them, and that was 1937. So here was a man who didn't speak the language, had never been to China before, but he felt a need, and it wasn't necessarily because of the Chinese people, but it was because he loved all people, and he fell in love with the Chinese people, and he wanted to help them. And so I think he's a very great man for trying to do that and believing that he could do something to make a difference.
Well, let's go back to the history. In December 1941, the Flying Tigers just downed 6 bombers and also damaged 4. So in your perspective, what makes them so brave?
Well, I think they had been very well trained by my grandfather. They had started arriving in China in August of 1941, and he had worked very hard to train them. My grandfather was first a teacher, so that was what he did from August until December, is he instructed them. He had been studying the Japanese tactics and how to do air combat with them. So I think that when they saw that the Japanese could be defeated, and they actually shot down 9 of 10 Japanese bombers, I think that breathed new life into them.
Well, Flying Tigers is a typical, inspiring and shining example of the great things that can be accomplished when Americans and Chinese join together in a spirit of friendship and mutual support. What's your comment on that?
Well, I think that my grandfather wrote a book in 1949 called The Way of the Fighter. And the last sentence of his book says, "It is my fondest hope that the sign of the Flying Tiger will remain aloft as long as it is needed on both shores of the Pacific to show 2 great people working toward a common goal in war and peace." I think those words are as important today as they were in 1949 when he wrote them, because we are 2 great people. We are 2 great nations. So we fought together as brothers in World War II, and we were able to defeat the Japanese. And now we need to come together in peace and build the bridges so that our future generations can have a better future.